Hi everyone, and so I'm recording this on the 21st of January 2020, and the idea behind this video is to highlight, just draw attention to some charts that are going to be added to my personal watch list. These are commodities futures that I really like the look of, and I see some great potential. And I wanted to walk you through them because what makes them largely unique for today is that many of them are changing much longer term trends. And so I wanted to walk through that. So first one on my list in the precious metals, we've got silver. Very much like it. So looking at a monthly basis, it's got into an uptrend. All right, so it's a big shift there. It's looking nice and bullish. It's got some resistance to break through at 1850. But if we then zoom out and have a look at this on a much larger scale, what you can see here is that the lows are getting shallower and shallower and shallower and shallower and shallower, starting to move to the upside. It shifted to the other side of the moving averages, so that momentum, and of course here's previous resistance becoming support. So there's a lot of signs there that it is obviously shifting to that side. If gold maintains its bullishness, we'll see this push through and push on. That'll help as well. But certainly silver looking very nice from that perspective. The next one on my list is platinum. So platinum, starting to like the look of this one as well. Same thing again, although it has obviously been coming down over several years, going all the way back to 2011 and prior to that 2008. This is pretty significant. I can see here that it has formed a really nice level of support. Okay, a very nice strong level of support close to 805, and it has now started to produce an uptrend. It is definitely looking very bullish. It's almost going parabolic in the early stages here. It's got some local resistance to break through, but I like the look of that. That's more bullish than I've seen it in quite a while, and so that also looks pretty good. And of course, tied in with the other precious metals, that adds to that bullishness. Then in the agricultural commodities, I like the look of rough rice. Okay, this one in particular, again, it's been coming down for a long time. It's now formed a nice level of support, and very, very bullish reaction at what you would call a bullish engulfing bar that has just overtaken all of these previous. There must be about 10 to 12 previous candles, and if I include all of these, there might be closer to 20, 25 candles that a single candle has just wiped out. It isn't just that. If I look at the momentum indicator, there's a very, very strong bullish divergence. Okay, so the combination of the strong downtrend, which has always been nice and healthy, combined with the price action behavior with a fresh high, we've broken these previous highs. And now this flow is starting to curve to the upside, combined with that bullish divergence, is indicating that there is a shift to the upside. How far up it'll go, I'm going to keep an eye on it up towards this next level of resistance, closer to 1850. Okay, I'll be looking towards that, but this is really looking good. And so the way in which I'll be approaching this would potentially be on, say, the weekly or daily time frames, where it's starting to break through and pull back. And that daily trend as well, looking very, very nice. Okay, so some of these got some great trends on the upside. And then sugar, last one on my list for today, very similar type of shift in its momentum. Okay, it's been coming down for a while, going back to 2011, and as it's come down, you can see that it's actually put the brakes on, kind of produced a low, tried again, immediately put the brakes on again, changed direction as it broke that previous low. So it's sitting around 12. It's managed to come up, it's starting to break these previous highs, but it's a combination of that behavior, that price action, the curvature of it, that is just showing that it's now kind of tighter, that it wants to break this previous high, but also again very similar to the previous chart we looked at. There's this bullish divergence. Okay, so we've actually got a lower low here, technically speaking, but the momentum indicator has actually started to curve higher, so that just supports the idea of there being there's just enough buyers down here. The bulls are starting to push back, so that looks very interesting. And again, that weekly, can see how nice and bullish that weekly chart is, just climbing aggressively. If price did decide to come down to retest these areas of resistance for support, that's going to be great. All of that supporting and so others. These are charts that I can keep an eye on for the next 3 to 6 months because of those potential opportunities, and the daily as well. So the daily now is overextended, showing a little bit of exhaustion and consolidation there, so I'm looking for a little bit of a retracement back down towards this previous level, or alternatively just back in towards the moving averages, down towards 14 or that's actually, I'm happy for it to come back down that far, a nice little fib level of support, or perhaps a pivot level, and then looking for longer opportunities there. So these four charts that otherwise would not necessarily show anything, would not necessarily be that special. I really like their longer term changes and their weekly and monthly bullishness across the board. So really liking the look of those, and I just thought that I would point them out, and I'm curious to know what your thoughts are. So thank you very much.